Hello. So today I just want to make a video on the modern trap, I guess you could call it. And this is just going over the modern day blueprint, the thing that you're given as soon as you're born, the thing that everyone around you has committed their lives to, and the thing that your parents want you to do, your peers give you validation for pursuing, and that is the traditional path. You guys know what this is, right? You go to school, you go to high school, you get good grades, high GPA, do clubs, not because you want to, but because it'll look good on your college application. Do good in school, not because you enjoy the subjects or because you find them interesting, but because if you don't, you feel left behind. And I've been a big proponent of this plan. I am personally someone who goes in the clubs. I get great grades. I do sports. Like, I do all the things that get you into these colleges, and I don't feel any better. Like, I don't feel like I'm pursuing my dreams. I feel like I'm just wasting time. Every day I'm in school, I feel like I'm sitting there listening to this teacher talk about something that doesn't matter to me, and I'm forced to care. The only subjects I've ever really found interesting are science and history, and science purely because I like learning new things and I like the systems you can apply, but history because I think you can learn a lot from history. And that's besides the point. I think the modern system is broken completely. What the modern system does is it sends you to school, which is basically a daycare for kids because, parents have work, so you go to school while your parents are at work so you don't tear up the house, right? And you learn pretty menial things. I think anyone in high school who's watching this video can agree with me. Like, you waste a lot of time during the day. Like, your teachers, let's say you have 1 hour periods, right? 1 hour classes. Out of that 1 hour class, most of the time, you're probably only using 30 minutes to actually do work, and then you sit there on your phone, you talk to your friends, whatever. I could confidently say that I waste 3 hours a day at school. 3 hours a day in class that the teacher doesn't do anything. I sit on my phone. I try to be productive. Like, I try to write scripts and I try to come up with video ideas and whatnot, but sometimes it's hard. It's just like, man, I'm just sitting here in this brick building with no sunlight whatsoever, and I'm forced to be indoctrinated. I don't really like that word because everything is indoctrination, no matter what you're learning from, but you're being indoctrinated by the school system, right? Um, I feel very caged and trapped by that, and at the end of the day, it's only 4 years of your life, but it's 4 of the most important years of your life. These young years when you're developing shape the rest of your life, quite literally. Your first 18 years probably with 90% accuracy can predict the rest of your life. Now, of course, there's outliers who, they're addicted to drugs in their first 18 years and they go way off the path and then they come back. Of course, there's always going to be people like that. And the opposite, right? There's people who go to high school, they get these great grades and everything, and then they're so bottled up, they're so like tight, and they just don't they haven't done anything they like in their life, and so they end up breaking, and they go to college and they go off and they get terrible grades, and there's plenty of stories like that. I could tell you a few personal stories of people I know who have gone like that, family, friends, right? So my point being, the modern system, it's not a scam, right? It offers you security, it offers you, not really in this economy, for being honest, but it used to offer you security, a job that would pay, a pretty well-defined plan. You go to college, you get a decent degree, you go work, you get raises, you make just enough so that you can go on 2 or 3 vacations a year, you get 2 or 3 weeks off, maybe 5 after like 20 years of working, if you're lucky. Like, 5 is crazy, right? Think about that. you trade you trade 47 weeks of your year for 5 off. 47 weeks a year for 5 off. It's crazy to me, honestly. But yeah, that's my point. This video is just kind of a rant about my experience with the public school system. I think it's just not a good system at all. It's not made for everyone. Like, for example, me, right? Should I really be sitting in school learning all this math if I have no interest in a math career field? Should I really be learning Algebra 2 and pre-calculus if I have no interest in going into a mathematics-focused degree or career at all? I want to do business. Whether that's in the form of social media, which is possible if things go well. If not, then first of all, I would have learned a lot of skills from this. And second of all, I'm going to run a business. I'm going to own a business, start a business, something like that. And I'm not going to need pre-calculus for that, right? I'm not going to need so many of these skills you learn in school in my future. And I think that goes for everyone, right? Let's say you're going to be an engineer. Do you really need advanced English courses? Like, sure, everyone should be able to write a paper. Everyone should be able to write emails and do all these things and have proper grammar and be able to articulate their thoughts effectively so that they can get their points across. But if you're an engineer, do you really need to know, you know, advanced history going back thousands of years for everything? No. Do you need to know advanced English? No. Math, yes, you need advanced math, but science, if you're, depending on what engineer you are, of course, but if you're like a mechanical engineer, do you really need science? My point being, so many people that go into career paths feel kind of scammed by the school system because you spend all this time learning all this random stuff and you don't use it. And the argument I hear to go against that is you're learning how to learn. My counter is, are you really? I'd argue that kids who come out of school do not know how to learn because what they teach you in school isn't actually teaching. They assign you an assignment, right, in Google Classroom or Canva or whatever system you happen to use, and you get assigned this thing, you go fill out a form or you write a little paper with very detailed instructions. They don't give you any freedom. It's like, you have to write this. Here's the, in our English class, you have to do A, B, C, D, E paragraphs. There's like an exact formula for this stuff, man. It's crazy. And they give you no freedom. Is that really learning? In math class, right? Is it really learning when your teacher gives you a review packet and you just have to fill everything out and then you end up looking up the answers because you don't know them? Is that really learning how to learn? Now, of course, this depends on the student, but it shouldn't. You know, it shouldn't be up to me as a student to learn how to learn. The whole point of the school system is to teach me that, but it doesn't. So I think this is something that's a big issue and something I'd be interested in trying to fix after I fix my own future. My dream life is one of freedom and being able to do the things I want to do when I want to do them. What that means is, for example, let's say I want to go backpacking for a year, like a straight up year. I want to go backpacking through Europe for an entire year. I have the money and the freedom to do that. I don't have a boss telling me I can't take more than 2 weeks off a year. My bank account is solid enough to do that. And I really don't think I need that much money to make that a possibility. I did the math and it comes out to $600,000 to live very comfortably while traveling. Now, if I wanted to do it on a budget, I could make it $200,000, which that's a lot of money, but like very realistic to save within 10 years, right? Like by the time I was 26, I could definitely have $200,000 saved up. And my point being, I want the freedom to do things I want to do. I'm seeing a rabbit right now. It's awesome. Springtime is full effect right now. I'll turn the camera around real quick. Absolutely gorgeous out here, man. I love the springtime. Anyways, my whole message for this video is just, I think the modern school system is a scam. It's a waste of time, and you should find ways to learn and pursue your passions outside of it. The best thing I could recommend you is start a social media account, go start a little business. Don't be scared of failure. You know, at the end of the day, we're all gonna die anyways, and those kids in high school who might make fun of you for your content are just gonna they're gonna go do their own thing, right? One of them is gonna be a pilot, one's gonna be an economics major, one's gonna be an engineer. They're gonna live their life and never even remember that Dante Costanzo had a YouTube channel, right? And I've dealt with a lot of heat from that in the past with people making fun of me, and it is what it is, you know? Am I gonna let it affect me? No. At the end of the day, the person I have to keep my mental health in check is me first. I know how to keep myself healthy and happy, and one of those things is making videos. I'm very happy making videos. So anyways, this is getting dragged out. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a bit longer and it's probably not very well articulated as they used to be because I was just better on camera. I'm trying to get better, trying to make daily videos, as you know, for an entire year just to see where it goes. I I will be doing more research on the topics in the future. Right now, I'm just like sitting down and recording, right? But in the future, I'm going to basically be researching my niche and trying to make videos that are better. Not necessarily scripted or anything, but I might add some thumbnails. I might do some SEO research and really try and get the topics as good as possible. Do a little bit of light editing, still keep it really raw and authentic, but try to actually get some views, because these videos, man, they get like 30 views, maybe 200 at the highest, right? And it's not really that worth it to do that, especially with a monetized channel. I might as well take advantage of it. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Peace out.